Your father works very hard for his money, and you waste it all on records.
Okay, you think you're at a nursery or a greenhouse. That's what you think you're at. First of all, look at these mountains. But this is not really a nursery. Well, it is a nursery. There's no way you can see that's a greenhouse. But what it is a CNC facility where DarTZeal manufactures its beautiful, beautiful casework. Correct?
We hope so. You will discover with us.
Let's do it.
Please come.
And this is Mr. DarTZeal. Doesn't look the same in here as it looks outside, right? You'd never know this is in here.
Ouais, c'est bien. Vincent, the boss of this area, the guy who's in charge to make all the CNC for machines. This is yes, all which is turned. I don't know what you.
Yeah, I got you.
And then this is the machining.
And these are his tools here, the machine tools. Look at these.
Yeah,
beautiful.
yes. This is the tools for all these machines.
Yep.
But this machine can cope with 200 different tools. So you load the tools with the especially accurate distance. So the machine, you set the 0, and then when the machine picks up the tool, it exactly knows how to work, to start the work.
Yep.
This is the four-axis machine which use a swapping plateaus.
Right.
So on this tower you can put 4 or 8 parts at the same time, and then when the machine is going there, yes, we can open it. This is the same tower here, and then the machine, when it's working, is a horizontal machine, and then when it's finished you swap the towers, so you can remove the parts, load again.
And how often do they clean all this stuff out?
Yeah. It's but if you clean this after 1 hour, it's the same, you know.
Yeah.
So we clean.
That's what I say about my room. And then
so we clean about once a month, and it's just to show you that we are working during the week.
I think we believe it.
This one is a very big CNC machine. It's a 5-axis. This is a 5-axis machine with a huge 17 tons, 17,000 kilos, the whole machine.
Wow.
And this is really 5 simultaneous axes, and you can machine a piece like this. It's not so common for 5-axis machines. And with this, we are making our front plate for the big monoblocks.
Right.
In only two sessions. You don't need to remove and to put back and to remove, so that you don't make any scratch or bumps.
Right.
So it's only two parts. And then you use this kind of support with the suction system. You hold the support.
Right.
And then it locks the system, and you have the 0 set on the machine to have the great accuracy.
Yep.
And also there is the old-fashioned machine when you need to make some prototypes.
Yes, and there's a law, international law, that says all old machines have to be green.
Oh yes,
They're green. Everything.
Then they make them blue.
Right. That was an outline.
One they were green.
Well, everything.
I love this color.
Yeah.
And it was a round shape, and now then they make them more square, but I prefer the round shape.
Yeah.
And here
Okay, so these. Wait a second. Here's actual parts from. These are heat sinks.
This is the heat sinks for the integrated, you know, the black machine you see, but normally we also use it. It's funny because this is inside. You cannot see it, but you can see the finish. Also on part you cannot see, because we are making the same finish inside.
Now, what else gets manufactured here besides your products? What else do they do here?
We also make some product for aeronautics and research laboratories, like for the CERN. You know the CERN, CERN.
CERN, yeah, the big.
He was making a vacuum system for. He's also making some plant stamps for the bank billet. You know the banknotes machine.
Right.
He's making the copper plates. He's quite a very high-end guy.
Does he own this place? see the
Yeah,
owner?
yes, yeah, yes. No, yes, of course.
This is a millions and millions of dollars worth of stuff in here.
That's it. And this is the other.
A hug
this
makes a
machine
comfortable
we
living.
started with this machine. We bought this machine especially to start when we firstly released the monoblocks, the 458.
Yep.
The first machine were built on this machine, and then we expanded with the other one. And this one is very useful. It's small one.
Look
We
at
access. This has only the support, the part to handle, and this is you can see this is the corner of the monoblocks.
Oh, so this is yours. Don't be shy
Yes.
about telling me this.
This is the monoblock at four. You know the
Oh
corner.
yeah.
And this is made
That's
from
one cut.
the billet,
Yeah.
and it's really all our own extrusion form and our own alloy, aluminum alloy. So we can choose and control the alloy and the shape of the bar. You can see the start
Sure.
of the
Yep.
rounding shape,
Yep.
and
There's a lot of pasta in it. A lot of metal pasta.
yes.
Look at that.
Then he also perform part of the finishing here. We also doing the brushing, because what is not easy is that it's not when you look at the shiny finish.
Yeah.
It's almost impossible to make it if the surface is not perfect at the end.
Right.
And then the anodizing process must be also very controlled.
It's all got to be
to-
polished before you anodize it.
Yes,
Yeah.
but it's not so easy, because when you anodize, you have to put it in the acid bath, and then you remove the polish.
Right.
So the shiner is it at the beginning, the less they have to plunge in the acid, so they keep the shiny finish. This is the brushing machine. It's the machine itself is like this, but the brushing is made by hand with you put the aluminum part here, then you have a don't know here, don't know the name in English, a thing like this but bigger, and you push here, so you make the brushing.
Okay.
And then at the end you can see
Oh.
the brushing is all made by hand, but it's also made by they use the petrol oil, because you get this shiny finish. If you don't use petrol, you cannot get it. But it's quite dangerous, because petrol can go into flame.
Oh.
So you have to be very careful when you use it.
And this
So
is-
normally the other guys don't do that.
Yeah.
We are the only one, because we love the risk, you know.
So this is your new amp, your new.
Yes, but it's the same look as the previous one, because we didn't change the front plate. This is
Right.
a plate we make for almost 20 years now.
Oh. So it's good at it at this point.
Yeah.
That's how to do it. The machines know how to do
Yes. And then when you can still see the some fingerprints,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
Then we use a cleaning machine, and at this stage it's very delicate, because only with the nail you can scratch the face,
Yeah.
because this is only a valley and mount, peak and valley when you brush, and if you go this, you bend the valley and you can see a scratch. So it's extremely delicate, because before anodizing is very soft.
Right.
After anodizing is pretty hard. And then this part, we put them in this special bath here, a different bath. The final is here with also with the ultrasonic bath.
Right.
We put the part inside, but you have to check very carefully the time, because if you put too much time, you begin to make some cavities inside the aluminum. You don't see them at the light. You only see them when you anodize. You see the surface is not even.
Right.
So it's very difficult, because you cannot see before. So you have to anticipate the time, and after
Yeah.
you can anticipate the results. It's not easy. And we also make some this is brushing. I forgot to brushing is this sanding. So when you have the sanding,
Sure. You put your hands in there. And
yeah, that's it. This is
we see
not sand. This is also
bead blasting.
yeah,
Bead blasting, right? Like
Yeah, that's it.
little glass balls.
that's it.
See, I know what I'm talking about.
I know.
I'm
I know.
smart. I'm
I
smart.
know you know. It's because I'm very glad welcome you here because you understand what is happening.
I've seen a lot of this stuff. I've gotten a lesson in this particular part of manufacturing that has nothing to do with with hi-fi, except that it does.
Yeah,
on a certain level.
yes, but it's quite interesting because people doesn't know how we push the detail to make it nice at the end.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to see all the process.
It is, because most of us, and myself included, we see a finished product and we just say, okay, there it is, okay. And that you don't really appreciate what goes into making it look
yes,
like
and it's the same, but the contrary for the guy here. Yeah. They make the parts, but they never seen the finished products. You know.
You never.
Yes, of course, because we organize some listening sessions. Yes,
good.
Yes.
That's important for.
And they are very proud to see that the work they finish in a very nice product, and you can say, oh, that's it. Really
that's important for.
This is
esprit de corps, as they say. You wouldn't understand
this
that
is
word.
the lower part of the heatsink tunnel, where we put the heatsink inside.
Yep.
And you can see the machine. This is very complicated, and it's done also in the 5-axis machine. Yeah. And we also print the serial number of the part here. It's hidden, but if someone wants to copy, we can see it's fake.
Oh wow. What are in these boxes here?
Oh, this box is
empty.
It's just but it's just half size of this other one because just the size. Normally, these boxes were built originally by the train transportation, and it's called CFF. CFF is railway from Switzerland.
They stack.
And you can stack them, and you can use half-size pallets. So in this, you can fit exactly these forms, for example. These are just for the lateral insert, the yellow insert in the monoblock.
Right.
This is, I don't know, this is for the left and right plate of the transformer.
Right.
Etc.
Yeah.
And then we have all of them here. And they just fit in this pallet space.
So that's all secure, and you can move them without anything getting.
So we can either put one on this or two on the bigger one. You can see a dummy machine just assembled. Because it's interesting to also see the reverse side.
Yeah, because in the other room, you had the block with one piece cut like that.
Yes, it's for this part.
Oh, I see now. So. All right, we were seeing that.
This is the stock, but it depends. Right now the stock is
room.
Stock room, but the stock is low now because we are waiting for new material. And this is, for example, the lateral tunnel in which we insert the glass.
I see.
The lateral glass.
Yeah.
So you can see the CNC in every face, every side has something.
Had to be done.
It's just amazingly complicated to make it without any scratch.
Right.
And c'est pas grave, it doesn't have any front plate. I can show you maybe a front plate in your office.
So these are all spare extra junk parts?
This is junk.
Yeah.
We have a lot of. Yes. This is a front plate, but only the reverse, the other side. It's not finished. It's just the beginning.
Right.
And it's very impressive because it's almost 10-12 kilo. Yes, you can see the raw aluminum, the big bars, 6 meters, 3 meters long. And also for this, it's made with our own aluminum alloy, with all our own extruding shape.
Right.
So we are sure that we get the right alloy and the right quality.
And where is this sourced from?
It depends. It could be from a direct manufacturer from Canada, from Switzerland,
really?
Whatever. Because at the end we check the quality, we receive a certificate, and if we are not sure, we give a sample to a chemistry lab.
Right.
And they make a copy, and then we can check if. To compare, if
you have to do that with each shipment.
No. Time to time only, because after some time we can trust the suppliers. Right. So we don't have any bad surprises.
All right.
I think we are done.
We're done.
Almost. Okay. Merci beaucoup pour. Ah non. Forgot. Tu peux nous montrer une simulation? what is interesting is that when our designer is making the 3D design, then he use a translation software. This one is called Gibbs. It's an American software, and he can program all the CNC with the tools and whatever. Then he can run a simulation.
Right.
And when the simulation is okay, he can anticipate the time of CNC, and then he create an ISO file, and then he send the file to the machine, and the machine can start to CNC to machine.
Would you have been able to design the intricate and complicated chassis of the 458 without computer aided?
It should be more complicated, because in 3D, I did it with the original 108. I made the drawing myself 20 years ago in 2D, but it's more complicated to avoid any mistakes. So you can see this is the
Cutting away. It's cutting away.
the cutting tool, and then you can see. C'est quoi cette pièce?
So you do cut corners in your manufacturing process. You do cut corners.
Oh yes.
That's
yes.
a joke. That's a joke.
Yeah. No. Okay.
It's an expression we use. It's a negative expression.
No, I understood it. Even in French we use it.
And in French it's cut corners. Okay.
No, we take a shorter path.
Short. Okay.
We take raccourci.
Okay.
And this is the feet.
Ça c'est le volumique du pied.
So the feet, you can see, it's also taken in a square shape.
Yep.
And then we machine it in 3D on the big 5-axis machine.
Right.
Tu peux montrer la
Ça c'est le dessin, voilà. Ouais.
This is the design when we receive the design step, and then this is the machining. It's very quick,
Wow.
a little bit too quick here.
Wish you could do it that fast, right?
Yes, but what is most important is not only the part, but the support part, because the handling part is also made by him, and because this support is made to not harm the funnel part, the funnel piece. Combien de temps ça prend pour faire une pièce comme ça?
And so when you get billed for this, you get billed by time and, you know, for what's done. Like for each of these parts, you get billed an amount of money for each.
I never thought about money, because we just want to make a part that is looking nice.
Yes, but at some point you got to pay for it.
Yes, but at the end we try to optimize. This is a champion in optimizing, because in other parts sometimes they make 3-4 times he can do with this optimizing processing.
Yeah.
He's a very nice guy, very skilled guy to optimize the time.
Yeah.
Je dis que ça, t'arrives à usiner des trucs 3 fois plus vite que les autres. Efficiency.
Yeah.
L'expérience, c'est tout.
It's the experience, but not only the experience, it's also the skill.
Yeah. Of course.
Yeah.
And is the 468 and the 458, in terms of these parts, they're the same?
Almost the same, except the rear head sink.
Right.
The front plate is a little bit different, but the feet, the corners are the same.
And out we go.
So you can see the light of the sun again. The
Yes.
sun is not really the right word, but
No,
it's nice light.
Who would have known this is inside this building? Who would have known? I wouldn't have
Yeah,
known.
it was a long time ago. It was wood. Close to the area of the mechanical, there are very nice landscape. We can stop. We never left Switzerland this morning, apart when I picked you up at the
That was in
hotel.
France.
The hotel was in
Yes.
France, but as I told you, Geneva is embedded in France.
Because the croissants were phenomenal this morning. Even in the Best Western, the croissant.
The
was-
croissant? Oh,
Yeah.
They were big or?
No, small.
Oh, small, but good?
Small
Oh,
and good, yeah.
okay.
Crusty and
Okay, crusty and butter and with butter inside.
yeah, a little bit of jam, there's many little. Unlike the ones you get when you go on flying on an airplane, you get this soft,
Oh, yeah.
disgusting
Yes.
thing you could use for toilet paper or something.
Harmonized croissant.
Yeah. Oh, disgusting. Why even bother? Why bother? Just give somebody a piece of bread.
Yeah.
Nothing worse than a soggy croissant. A soggy croissant is not good for you. I love talking in accents, you know that.
Yeah, yeah.
It does not matter, I cannot speak the language, but I liked this morning at the hotel, they called Mr. Fremer.
Fremer.
They thought I was
Fremer.
French.
Okay,
Yes.
yes.
Mr. Fremer.
Okay.
They did not know it really is not.
Because fermier is a farmer for us. Fermier.
Is a farmer?
Farmer.
Okay,
yeah.
well that's that's not where my name came from. My name came from Russia, actually.
Yes. Okay. And
My-
I don't know Fremer. What does it mean?
No, it means nothing in Russian.
Okay, okay.
My grandfather got to Ellis Island, and they
Okay.
said, "Who are you? Who are you? What's your name?"
Okay.
And he was so scared. Like he went Fremer. That just means religious. Like
Okay.
Fremer. I'm Fremer. I'm religious. Leave me alone.
Okay.
Oh, you're Fremer. Okay, your name's Fremer.
Okay.
That's where that came from. Because our real last name was probably
But maybe.
Klowski or something.
Okay.
Now we're at the back entrance of DarTZeal, so we're going to leave the bag here. My bag here.
That's
We'll
it.
walk around and just drag it in the back.
Yeah, it's the artist door.
Yeah, this is the artist door, right? Okay. This is the artist garbage dump.
We work with this company for main assembly, the pro industry services. They use disabled people, reinserting people.
I see. So
And
this
we-
is where they assemble your products.
Yes, until now, and for more than 10 years, and now we begin to only give them the first module pre-assembly,
Right.
and then we finish them here because we can better control the quality. It's not that they are not good about quality,
Yeah.
but sometimes when we don't have smooth production, it's easy to forget to one time to other time some details.
Yeah.
So,
It's confused.
yeah. Can go in.
Oh, and there's product boxed.
Yes, these products are ready to go.
Is this going to the Munich show or not Munich?
No, it's directly to the distributor. We don't go to the Munich show.
Ah.
And in fact, it's all fake carton box. It's just for you. These are the crates for the monoblocks. This is the last.
I know them. I know them
Yeah.
well.
Yes. So here now we just organized. I will put some lights.
Now I'm sure many people watching this have never seen one of your products close up
No.
because they exist in rarefied
Yes.
air. So here now you can
This
see.
one is
It's
the one back for an upgrade from 458 to 468.
So
And
that,
we just replaced the front plate on this.
Right.
We will do the same with yours because usually we don't replace it because it's very costly just
Yes.
for one figure.
no need to.
But no, you will have because you will have to show it. But I mean, usual
Yeah.
people don't need
They
that.
don't.
You can see the new finish of the really glossy, shiny.
This guy has a little. I didn't do that. Right here.
Oh, yes, you are right. Maybe this
I didn't
one.
do that.
Yeah, no, we have to replace it.
I'm not responsible. You can give me.
No, no.
You can give me that one. I don't. It doesn't really.
No, I will. You're right.
I notice these things,
Yeah, yes,
and
yes.
certainly they would.
No, the problem is that when you have this kind of problem, it's never here, but always
Of
here or
course.
there. Of course.
Of course.
Okay.
Now, as people can see, this whole thing is suspended here.
This is suspended. You can show you. It's a suspension with three bumpers, especially three 3D bumpers, two on the front, one on the back. And it's tuned to remove vibration from a very low frequency.
And when you ship it, you lock this in.
Yeah.
Oh.
And because the new one is almost the same, but this is only to hidden the screw. It's just a decorative thing.
Yeah. This is the new inside already, or this is the old inside?
This is the new. It's the new. You can see here on this part. You can see the new. Somewhere I don't know where, but somewhere it should be written 468. It is here, but it's very difficult to see.
But as long as it's
here.
it's up there,
But
okay.
no matter.
Okay.
But this one is also the most older one machine. This pair is the pair we firstly introduced in Las Vegas in 2010.
Yeah.
And at the time, the front plate was not the same. It was a front plate without any recession for the plate, and the aluminum alloy was ugly because we didn't have our own alloy. It was black, very ugly. And then this machine was introduced first in Europe, in Portugal, with Absolute Sounds,
Right.
Ricardo.
Right.
And then Ricardo bought the pair. And then he had this pair for 10 years.
And we used a pair of these at the event that we did at with the Sid Barrett Museum. There was an art museum, and I can show you pictures. So there was an exhibit of Sid Barrett's artwork.
Yeah.
And Colleen Murphy and Classic Album Sundays did an event there.
Okay.
And we brought in these amplifiers, a pair of Wilson Max 2s.
You mean this pair?
Well, whatever pair Ricardo had.
This is what this one.
Then it was this pair, the original pair.
Yeah,
and we had a continuum turntable. It was a really good system.
Yeah.
And we played Sid Barrett's The Madcap Laughs album.
Yeah.
And I did a story about vinyl and why vinyl's great. And then they had a guy from Time Out London talk about the album. And then we had the audience. It was a sold out audience. It was a big crowd of people who had never heard a system like this. And they sat down. We brought about 5 different pressings to find the best one. I brought my English pressing. We found an even better one than I had. And we played that. When it was over, they all applauded. And there was different reactions from different people. Like there's an older woman who got up and said, "It was like Sid was alive. Sid Barrett was alive." And then there was this audiophile going, "Well, my stereo needs some work." And then there were these young girls that were like, "Wow, I never heard anything like that." It was so much fun. And then we went to a record fair the next day in some town far away, and some woman who was at the record fair had been there the day before, and she came up to us. She was like getting on her knees. She was so thankful because it was such an amazing experience for her. As this hobby is for people once they get to hear it.
So this amplifier has more history than I thought.
Yeah, that's the story.
And because they are the original ones, so they are here for an upgrade.
That was the
we'll
story.
go back to UK in a few days.
Yep.
Okay, but we have to replace this.
You have to replace the back of this too, right? Or is that you just going to leave?
No. This is still the original one, but
right.
we now we will apply a new stickers which shows 468.
And you'll put the new.
No, we keep the.
Oh, he doesn't want the upgraded.
No, because we keep the original. I think.
Okay.
Because it would be too much expensive.
yeah.
But it's the same because in fact it's only Chinese market who ask for a bigger, but with the big capacitor bank, you don't need much current because the peaks are absorbed by the capacitors. Yeah. You can see this one are not the new capacitor we use with the DarTZeal logo. It's the original Panasonic one at the time.
So basically, you're just trading out the circuit boards, the circuits upgraded.
Yes, maybe this is here exactly this. It's easy. This is a perfect example. This is what we call the amplifier module. It's just amazing because this is the amplifier. In there.
Okay, now this one.
This is the new one with the new electronic monitoring circuit. So this is with the new. No, this is not. All these are modified.
Yeah, but
from 5.8 to 6.8. So we still have to apply the new plate here.
Right.
New sticker, but this is still the
15 amp IEC.
Yes, 15 okay. But it's plenty enough because even under 100 volts, 15 amps is 1,500 watts.
Yeah,
it's plenty enough continuously.
Yeah.
But the machine with the big capacitor bank, you don't need.
But this is the new capacitors.
New, we already used them for almost the beginning because the history is that in fact we bought the first Panasonic in US, and Panasonic plant went into bankruptcy.
Oh, great.
And then it was just a brand new capacitor, and they only make one series. Then Cornell Dubilier, it's a big American. They bought back the factory. And then we asked them if they could make the same capacitors as we had previously, but with some change, and they put our logo on it, and that's all. And they used the same Panasonic facility, to make the capacitor with a little bit different winding to have a little bit lower impedance, and that's all. But they only made them for us. Make them for us.
And do you buy a big stock of that just to make sure they don't go out of business again?
We have to buy them 1,000 by 1,000.
Yeah.
Because you have 10 on one board, huh? So a pair is taking 20.
Yeah.
So it's only 50 pairs.
Yeah, not that
and
much.
we sell a 50 pair every week.
Yeah. Now, what is this business here with these twisted wires in here? What is that?
Oh, it's actually the signal wires we use. It's used pure silver wire for coming to the board to the input connectors.
Oh, I see.
And this wire is made by a dentistry factory in US for making the teeth apparatus.
Braces for braces.
Yes, for braces, and it's pure silver. And I asked them once if they could put Teflon insulation.
Yeah.
And they made it for me. So
didn't sound as good.
It's better than some known brand.
Huh.
We compared it with.
And is there Teflon insulation on there that I just don't see it?
Yes,
it's
very thin.
Yeah.
And it's single core, and we also wire the preamplifier with this. Yours was modified in this way.
Very interesting.
So
that's the guts essentially of the whole thing, except for the giant transformer.
Yes,
and the control system, the control.
It's not. Yes.
Well, yeah.
Just one thing. Also, this plate here, is only a plate to hold the capacitor in place, and you have an O-ring in each hole.
Yep.
And we choose a red O-ring.
Of course you do.
And this O-ring is maintaining the cap without vibration. Everything all in place.
And this plate is made at right where we just visited.
Yes, of course. With the the serial number.
Yep.
And maybe it's easier because this one doesn't have the head sink.
Is this Ricardo's other channel? Or no?
I guess so. Because yes, maybe we have two pairs to upgrade. So I guess this is the other one.
Yeah.
And so you can hello Ricardo, this is your machine. You know, we are working on it. So this is also, you can see the suspension here.
Yep.
One suspension. Then the other boards are here. This is the main MCU CPU board which control all the machine.
Yep.
With the display, we use a plasma display from Japan here. And then there is a third board, hidden one with the button. You can just see here. And everything is machined with the same angle as the front plate, because the front plate is a little bit angled.
Yeah.
And you can see here it's also angled.
Yep.
Little
details.
To be parallel.
Yep. Little details.
We were not obliged to do, but it's much better for the finish.
Yep.
And then there is also a last board on the. Maybe we can see it. Yes, it's missing.
These are like rubber.
It's not rubber. We'll show you. Yes, this ultimate board, which is the USB key to update the machine. Also the trigger inputs, which allow to wake up the machine with the preamp. This is not rubber. This is actually. Oh, these are the old one. That's the old one. The new one.
Oh, it's the new one. Oh.
It's the new one we will put in place of the other one. This is actually. Can smell, it's like polyvinyl or polycarbonate. It's supple, but it's anyway thick, and it's scratch proof.
It's like supple, thick,
it's the same.
And scratch proof.
So it's very nice because when you play on the rear of the machine, you cannot scratch it.
Right.
And it's also better because it's almost impossible to print inside the recession part of the essence.
Yes.
So it's nice finished, and it's made by 3M.
3M.
It's not exactly made by 3M. It's we use a 3M sticker, but it's made by a local supplier.
2M. It's made by 2M.
Maybe.
And you put a 3M sticker on.
2M, but 3D.
Yeah.
This is 18NS in course of being upgraded.
You get to see
so
the
when we upgrade it, we don't change anything. We just adapt the main board. We replace. I don't know if it's not easy to see the small red circuit on the bottom. We replace the transformer by real electronic balance and balance.
Yes, that's important too.
Yeah.
You know.
We do that on the both channels. The reason why also we replace the input auxiliary card with our transformer, but new ones we do transformers.
Right.
And then these are the new phono card, very sophisticated card with 6 layer and microprocessor inside, etc. And we use both. And then the other card we don't need to replace it because they are the same. So they are still green. So when you have an upgraded machine, you have green and red inside.
And this is the new battery system.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big improvement. Oh my God!
It's just.
It's huge.
Yes, it's
a huge.
totally, completely different world, and also it not only you don't need to replace, but if you want to replace, there is now a connector.
Yeah.
At the past we had to unsolder them, and this is funny thing inside. We don't see it, but it was just my handwriting.
Yeah.
We zoomed,
Yeah.
and we engraved it. And I don't know if I can show you a real battery pack.
Here's a bunch of panels.
Yes, these panels now are used because I didn't show you this. This is our laser engraver. We have this machine to engrave our faceplate. This is very old. This is the oscilloscope I used when I designed my first amplifier 20 years ago. I kept it. There's some noisy knobs, but they still work.
Yeah.
This is some gear we use to make some because when we measure the equipment, we also make a listening test to be sure, because sometimes you have some buzz or whatever you cannot measure.
Yeah, and you want to get that fixed before you ship it out any place.
It's better.
And what is this piece here?
This is the same machine you saw in black to my place.
Yeah.
But this is the real one. This is the original. This is the CDH 8550, which was one of our best seller last decade. And now we will bring a new one, just the same, but MK2 with some improved bundling in chassis, the output power supply for no stages, and it will be available mid to end of June.
How much will it cost?
25k. Something like this. And this is some other things. So this is our laser machine. With this machine we have two lasers inside, 2 beams. One is CO2 to make the printing line white inside the matter.
Right.
And the other one is solid state laser who go through the matter. And then it's white, and then we apply some acid to get it black.
Yep.
This one is not. No, this one is not.
So you do that here?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
This one is made here because you can feel the but this one is older. Before we did it.
Oh yeah,
it
that's
was
just
printed inside.
Yeah. Yep.
But we did that when we have another anodizer. But the new anodizer is not making labeling, so we had to buy this machine, and so we don't.
Gives you more control over it anyway.
Yes, right? If you want, yes. And this is the factory part. And
yeah, this was good.
We have
this was good.
Yes. It's still, you are the first to come in right now. It's a pretty new. In the organization.
Yep.
We just started 1 month ago with the first guy who is responsible for this, and the guy who helped him was just hired last week.
Huh.
Just started last week. So yes, it's here. You can see. This is the older board, the same you have.
Yep.
It's the 548, and all the electronic controlling was in this part area, but you can see the difference in the regular components and all this tiny. When we have a failure on this board, it's very complicated to repair it.
Yeah.
So now we have a other board here, and it's easier if we have a problem. We just remove it, and we can still repair this one. This is a four pair design. The new one we use 6 pair, but closer to have about the same area. And it was not necessary, but we use 6 pair just to improve a little bit the reliability.
And how difficult is it to get discrete transistors these days? Is it getting more difficult?
Discrete? No.
And separate transistors?
No, it's quite easy.
Yeah, okay.
But we use. I chose in 20 years ago. This was brand new. It was made for Motorola. They was specialized in made for audio, especially made for audio purpose. And then I kept using them. And it's funny because I was one of the first using them at the time, and now almost everybody is using this kind of transistor for the amplifiers because they are very reliable. And what is important?
So what accounts for the sound that you get out of your amplifiers? Because people that come over to visit me, when they listen, they hear how great it is. What accounts for that great sound?
You mean generally or no? In my design?
Yeah. Okay, it looks cool. We know it looks cool. The cynics that would look at this will go, okay, it's just the same old stuff you see in amplifiers. And then there's a big power. There's a big power supply. There's a big transformer. There's big capacitor bank, and then there's transistors, and then it's in this cool-looking cabinet that costs a lot of money. So what is it that makes it sound so special? Because it does sound special.
Yeah, it's mainly in the design of the audio circuit itself. I like to have a simple as possible path for the signal. First of all, I don't use bridge amplifier because when you bridge, you double the component in the pass, of course. But also, it's quite complicated to make a powerful amp with a bridge mode. So with this, the goal was to use as high possible voltage power supply, and I kept the signal path very simple, only 3 stages: the input, the middle, which makes the voltage gain, and the output. And all these stages are separated. There is no feedback between them and no global feedback.
Right.
We only have a small feedback in the middle to set the voltage gain. And even then it's the half feedback, one small feedback positive, one small feedback negative side on power supply. And then that's all. And the output, there is no any compensation.
So in that process, you sacrifice having perfect measurements to get better sound. Is that fair enough to say?
That's it. And for example, we just claim 1% THD. When we measure, we are much lower. But 1%, if you look at if you measure an instrument, trumpet, piano, whatever, you usually get 20% or 30% harmonics. If you have an amplifier, only 1%. If you add it to 20%, it's not 21. It's just 20.001.
Right.
So you only add 1% of distortion compared to the natural harmonic of the instrument. It's not possible to hear that.
Right.
But what you hear is much more natural because in the feedback process, in the negative feedback process, when you correct the sound already disappeared because you are correcting something that's not more here.
Right.
Because the music is that.
Yeah.
You have a snare drum. When you correct it, there's no more snare drum at the output. So you are correcting something that is no more here. When you measure in a sinus, it's repetitive signal, so it's easy to make a low distortion. That's one of my goals too, and maybe one of the secret.
Yeah.
But not anybody can do that. I don't know why I'm maybe the only one to do that. And the approach is also very close to tube approach because you use less component, a little bit higher gain in each component, but less component, and you are closer to tube when you use tube with less component in the signal path. And the sound is also because most of music lovers like my machine, because most of them came from tube.
Yeah, that's right.
And we have very similar presentation in medium, voices, treble, softness, smoothness, but we have the punch in the bass, like tube are a bit lacking of because you have a transformer or whatever, and we can put a lot of current.
Yeah. All the tube people that come over to visit go, wow, if I was going to get rid of my tube gear, and I could afford solid this, I would get this is
Yeah.
a solid state I would get.
The-
And that's
the-
not just saying that, that's true.
First time.
I could name names, but I'm not going to name names.
Ricardo, when he discovered our machines, Ricardo, the same Ricardo.
We should say who Ricardo is. He's one of the first European importers of high-end
Yes,
audio.
yeah.
He's a veteran UK
And
based.
when he came in Las Vegas 2008, he heard it. Oh, it's the first time I heard a tube amp sounding like this, and he didn't believe it wasn't tube.
Right.
And it was the beginning of the story between him and me.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
I
so
think we're good.
all of these are the old ones because they are the one we removed.
And what do you do with these? You sell them to somebody
No.
for cheaper stuff? What can you do with these?
Nothing.
You keep these in stock in case somebody has an older one that just wants to repair it if something happens?
Yes, we do that, of course.
Might as
usually
well.
We do that for stock, but the problem is that when it's not a problem, I mean, but everybody who will listen to the new one, they want the new one.
Yeah.
But it's
But if they just want to repair.
No, we keep them because they are full operating, so
Yeah.
we can replace them. Yes, of course.
Why not?
But I mean, when all previous monoblocks would be upgraded,
Then you don't need them anymore.
maybe we could put it in the plastic and to show, you know.
Put it in the
In
museum
yeah.
of sound.
Yes, why not?
Okay, are we done?
Here, yes.
What's upstairs? You have more stuff upstairs.
Yes, it's the office.
We don't have to go up there.
No, but I have to buy you a ticket.
Oh, so we're gonna go up to the office. Okay, so let's go up there for a minute. Or why don't I pack while you? Now we're upstairs, in the upstairs offices.
And it's pretty simple, but we all have. This is Stefan, the guy who's made the acoustics in my room, and he's now the CEO of the company. This is the CFO. It's the lady, Cecile. This is my 3D designer, and this is free, and this is my place, and I can show you some interesting thing.
Is this your upcoming product right here?
Yeah, it's like Kindle paper screen.
Is that the pleasure knob right there?
The new pressure control.
Oh,
And we will use a gimbal drone motor for the volume control to give back force sensation. First in the world.
Huh.
And
now when did you start this company? How long?
Officially they incorporated 2004, but I started about 5 years before. 1999 was my first prototype, working prototype.
So turn of the century, approximately.
Yeah, that's it. If you want, this is the prototype of. It will not be like this, but it's the prototype of the new preamp with a thick plate like the monoblocks.
Yeah.
And we will add some features like machining here or there to resemble with the windows and whatever. You can be careful.
Oh, shipping! This is going to be fun.
Yeah. And it's not the real face, but
Right.
I mean,
these are the prototypical parts.
we are working on it right now. Also, what we will release sooner is the.
And so, what do you think the process of from deciding to do it, deciding to make a new preamp, to designing it, to prototyping it, to releasing it? It's a couple of years?
No. Depends on the product, but sometimes it's more than this.
Yeah.
It could be 3 or 4 years, because you always think that it is done here.
Yeah.
But when we go to the real world, when you go back to the real world, it's not so easy.
Yeah.
So you imagine something that you can't do or you can do that way.
Yeah.
So you have to discuss with the physical engineer that we have to put your IDs in the circuit. We can do that. Also, for example, this new preamp will be the result of what I did in 2004, 15 years ago.
Wow.
When we first introduced the prototype of the preamplifier in Las Vegas in the Saint-Tropez hotel.
Uh-huh.
I had a small box. I called it the Ugly Duckly, ugly duckling, because it was very word with only 3 inputs, but already batteries, etc. And the volume control was very special, but it was not possible to make at the time. So we have to make another one in the 18NS, still with optical things, but not the same I designed in 2004. But now we can do it, 15 years after.
Yeah.
Because the technology now allows to make it simpler than it was. So sometimes it takes a lot of time.
And this level of product, you're not building to a price point as much as you're building to
No.
maximizing what you can, performance and luxury and everything else.
And NHB series, it's called NHB for never heard before.
Yeah.
We don't pay attention to the price, and the problem is that when my partners are, you have to be like this because it's too expensive. Okay, but I want this. So at the end, you always have to compromise a little bit, but
Sure.
it's very close to non-compromise design. And then, for example, the one we tried to compromise a little bit was the CDH, the integrated.
Yeah.
But as the most you compromise, the most the R&D costs more, because you have to think about how can I make close to the best performance at a low price, and this is tricky.
What does it really matter? You're gonna come now, you're gonna come with me.
That was recorded. Is that crazy?
Oh yeah. What was the guy? I know the name.
Harry Belafonte.
Oh yes, the singer too.
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
There's a world where I can go and what she wants to do. She knows what she wants to do, and I know I'm faking it.
Near the bone. This is a song of reproduction. I had a little gramophone. I'd wind it round and round, and with a sharpish needle it made a cheerful sound. And then they amplified it, it was much louder then. And you sharpened fiber needles to make it soft again. Today for reproduction, I'm as eager as can be. Count me among the faithful fans of high fidelity. High fidelity, hi-fi's the thing for me. With an LP disc, an FM set, and a corner reflex cabinet. High frequency range, complete with auto change. All the highest notes, neither sharp nor flat. The ear can't hear as high as that. Still I ought to please any passing bat. With my high fidelity. Who made this circuit up for you anyway? Bought it in a shop. Ooh, what a horrible shoddy job they fobbed you off with. Surprised they let you have it in this room anyway, the acoustics are all wrong. You raised the ceiling 4 feet, put the fireplace from that wall to that wall. You still only get the stereophonic effect if you sit in the bottom of that cupboard. I see you've got your negative feedback coupled in with your push-pull input-output. Take that across through your radio pickup to your tweeter. If you're modding more than 8, you're going to get wow on your top. Try to bring that down through your preamp rumble filter to your woofer. What will you get? Flutter on your bottom. High fidelity, FFRR for me. I've an opera here that you shan't escape. On miles and miles of recording tape. High decibel decibel gain is easy to obtain with the tone control at a single touch.
Bel canto sounds like double Dutch.
Then I never did care for music much. It's a high fidelity.
Yeah, I'm taking a Greyhound down the Hudson River. La, 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 la. 'Cause I'm in a New York. I'm in a New York State of mind. I'm in a new, I tell you, I'm in a New York state of mind.
More than 20 minutes with this machine, digital, I mean.
Oh yeah, because it's from vinyl.
Yes, of course, but I mean the reproduction is
Yeah, no, it's great.
one.
It's great.
Which ADC do you use?
Lynx Hilo. It's a perfect pro audio.
Okay.
It's really good.
Did you try the Korg? The Korg M2000? I have one here.
No, I'm trying to.
Scarlet ribbons for her hair.